So this section is 3.6 called point slope form, and it's another type of form like the slope intercept form, but this form was derived through the slope equation. So if you look at the slope equation, m equal to y minus y1, let's say, and x minus x1. Instead of putting the 2's here, just leave those off. This is an x. If you multiply both sides of the equation by x minus 1, and this one is also x minus 1, x minus x1, okay, then you see that this is over 1. This will cancel with this. So then you end up with y minus y1 equal to the slope times x minus x1. And this is called this point slope form. So point slope form. Okay? And so it's used a lot because of the fact that we are sometimes only given a point and a slope. And then that way we still could derive it. So for example, if I have a graph, and let's say the graph, this goes at 1, 2, so 1, 2, and then it might intersect here at the y-intercept of -1. So we have this. Okay, so that's our graph. Okay, so now we could literally count the points. So we know that we have 1, 2, 3 over 1. So it's going up 3 to the right 1. So that means we have a point at 1, 2, and we have a slope of 3 over 1. So now I could use this equation. I can go y minus, this is my y1, 2 equal to 3 times x minus the 1. And so now I have my point slope form, which is the same form, can be derived back into the slope intercept form, because all I have to do is add 2 to both sides, and then I get y equal to 3 times x minus 1 plus 2. Then I can distribute, so I get y equal to 3x minus 3 plus 2. Then I can add like terms, so y equal to 3x minus 1. So these two equations really are basically the same equation, just in 2 different forms. And that's a nice point to see, because it does show that quite a lot. So that's kind of what is the essence of this particular lesson. So if we look at maybe finding a point and finding a point slope form, if we're given another point, okay, and say the point is -2, 3, and they tell you the slope is -1/2, we can easily use the point slope form to calculate the equation. So I'm going to put 3 in for the x1, and I'm going to put, the -2 in for the x1, and then the 3 in for the y1. So y minus 3 equal to, and then the slope goes here, so that's -1/2 times x minus a -2. So now I can clean this up. I can say, okay, that's -1/2. These are 2 negatives, so it's plus. And then I can distribute. So I get y minus 3 equal to -1/2 x minus 1. Then I could add 3. And so I get y equal to -1/2 x plus 3. And so this is just another way of putting it into taking point slope form and transforming it into slope intercept form. And so these are the types of equations and problems that you end up doing in the homework and on the quiz.